Welcome back then. The Nifty is more or less on the flat line as we speak, but plenty of stocks are moving around. So let's get straight to all the stocks and news. Rima joins us to tell us about Info Edge. That's in focus on the back of its QIP. Rima?
Thanks so much for that. Yes, what we have picked up from our sources is that Info Edge has successfully completed its QIP of 1875 crore, which is about $250 million. The demand was very strong. In fact, close to about more than four times of what was on offer. And roughly, it was priced at close to about a 3% discount to where the stock closed yesterday. So within the band that they had given. Now, remember, the stock has been a big outperformer. It's rallied more than 30% since the start of the year. In fact, with the up move that you're seeing today, the stock is at a fresh 52-week high. Now, this fundraising is actually pretty interesting because the company, remember, is already sitting on cash. The cash as of the March quarter was close to $200 million, and over and above that, now they've raised $250 million. And if you could get that quote up from the management in the Q4 conference call, they had indicated that in every crisis there emerges an opportunities, and there would always, perhaps there could be an M&A opportunity which would emerge. So that would be the next thing on our anvil now that the company has successfully completed its QIP, which was launched yesterday, and they've raised $250 million. Back to you.
Okay, it seems to be the season of fundraising. Axis Bank is also in focus as they've launched fundraising of up to 10,000 crores via the QIP route. Abhishek is here to give us more details on that. Abhishek?
Well, as you mentioned, Axis Bank has launched fundraising of about 10,000 crores. The fundraising is via QIP and pref issue. The base deal size is of 8,000 crores, which they can scale up to 10,000 crores. So if you take into account 10,000 crores as well as the indicative price of about rupees 420 per share, the tier 1 ratio increases by 145 basis points to close to 14.8%. The net worth increases by more than 11.5% to close to 96,100 crores. With an equity dilution of 8.4%, the book value actually increases by 3% to about rupees 314 per share. There seems to be a strong demand in terms of fundraising, and it's already oversubscribed up to 2.5 to 2.8 times. Back to you.
Okay, all right. Thanks so much for that, Abhishek. Well, from Abhishek, let's hop across to Sonal. She's joining in to tell us about a couple of good numbers, Spark and PI Industries. Sonal?
Thanks a lot for that, Nigel. Well, yes, good numbers reported by both PI Industries and Spark. Let me start with PI, which was a top-down beat. Revenues increased by 40.5% at 1,060 crore rupees. We had EBITDA going up by 50%. Margins improved by 170 basis points on a YOY basis, and profits also went up by 43%. In fact, the board has given their in-principle approval to set up 2 wholly-owned subsidiaries for continuing their pharma activity. So that is the new segment that they're foraying into. Spark, that is the R&D arm of Sun Pharma, reported strong set of numbers. Remember, it's an R&D arm, so the numbers are quite lumpy, but nevertheless, it was highest profit in last 21 quarters. It was a profit reported by the company after 8 quarters of losses. So revenues came in at 185 crore rupees, EBITDA at 61 crores versus a loss last year, and profits at 57 crores versus loss at 94 crore rupees on a YOY basis. So that stock is doing very well in trade today as well.
Kunal, thanks a lot for that. So plenty of stocks, but now the sector in focus is the steel space. A lot of these steel stocks are moving up. Is it liquidity or is there some other fundamental reason? Nigel is here to tell us more. Nigel.
Well, that's right. Metal stocks are doing well. Both ferrous as well as non-ferrous stocks are doing higher. Partly, it could be because of the liquidity-driven push that we're getting out there. The other factors, particularly for non-ferrous, is that a weaker dollar is always good news for them. And finally, Chinese demand has been strong and Chinese demand has been looking up. So that helps metal stocks on the whole. Let's run you through an interesting Credit Suisse report that came in earlier today. They say that towards the end of July, there was a $10 per ton price hike in terms of steel prices. That's good news, but they said that's followed up by nearly around $27 per ton price hike. So you see that domestic prices have gone up by a fair deal. But they point out that regional export prices are actually up by $40 per ton. So it's moving up at a faster pace than what domestic prices are moving up. So in comparison to imported prices or global steel prices, domestic prices are at a 10% discount to Chinese imports, which gives them scope to go ahead and increase prices further on as well. So that they're viewing as a positive. In terms of spreads, that is the difference between the selling price and the raw material cost. They say India's raw material cost, for most of the ferrous players are under control. So on the back of that, the spreads have moved to the highest we've seen in the last 15 odd months. So that's another positive. Besides that, SAIL as well, they came out with their production as well as sales numbers, for the past month, that is for the month of July, and it looked quite good because on a month-on-month basis, the bump up was to the tune of nearly around 24% odd, and on a year-on-year basis, it's up by nearly around 50% odd. Remember, it's coming on a low base, but still these numbers look quite impressive. In addition to that, most of the sales were in the domestic market, telling you the domestic demand is picking up, and we derive that because in the month of July, exports as a percentage of sales have come down to around 20%. In the previous month, it was at around 27%. And remember, for domestic sales, you get higher amount of profitability. So that's an additional positive that comes in. Though Morgan Stanley, they continue to maintain their underweight call on SAIL with a target price of around 30 rupees approximately. But let's go back to Sonal. She's standing by to tell us about Cadilla's numbers. Sonal?
Well, the numbers are good, Nigel. Just reported 5 minutes back. While the revenues are slightly shy of our poll, the revenues have come in at 3,640 crore rupees versus a poll of 3,765 crore rupees. But it is an increase of 4% on a YY basis. The big beat that has come in is on the margins. So EBITDA margins came in at 22.4% versus an expectation of 20.1%. EBITDA is also up 23.5%, beating our poll estimates. Profits also higher. Profits have come in at 454 crores versus 400 crores as the poll. And this was largely driven by the lower other expenses. The other expenses have declined 50 crores on a YY basis. Finance costs are also lower. And this is a trend that we've seen in other pharmaceutical companies as well, where the other expenses, because of lower marketing expenses, have gone down. And that has led to operational beat this time around. In terms of geography, it is the Indian markets or the Indian geography that has surprised positively. While there was an expectation of an 8% decline on a YY basis because of the lockdown, the company has gone ahead and the revenues have in fact increased by 3% on a YY basis. US has also posted sales of around 1,623 crore rupees, which is an increase of 19% on a YY basis versus an expectation of 17% growth. Even the rest of the world market has seen a growth of around 8%. The company says that they have received 12 ANDA approvals this time around, out of which 4 are tentative approvals during the quarter, and they expect this growth momentum to continue as far as approvals are concerned. Back to you.
Okay, well, thanks a lot, Sonal, for that. Clearly, this pharma trade has been the trade of the year. I mean, look at the way some of these stocks have moved. Cadila Health itself, of course, reacting to its numbers today, now at 400 rupees. But if you pull up a 6-month chart, you'll see that less than 6 months back, it was at 250 and now at 400 plus. So looking pretty good there. We'll slip into a short break on that note, but lots more market and stock specific action coming up on the other side.